Here's 35 facts about old school RuneScape that you probably didn't know. Or maybe you do know them, but my name's Horizon and enjoy the video. Varrock Center used to have a circular fountain that you couldn't walk through, and it used to look like this. You can actually put two halves of a pizza together to make a full pizza, but you cannot put two halves of a pie together to make a full pie. In 2023, a player found a duplication glitch in Soul Wars, which he then exploited and made 450 billion GP, and he eventually sold it for 100,000 US dollars before it got patched. Kebabs can be used to make compost. Some players in old school RuneScape actually have a fire cape at only combat level 3. In 2019, a player by the name Xerac killed Jad with a combat level 3 account, being the first player to have a fire cape at level 3. In the Chasm of Fire, if you go up this lift to where this NPC is here, there's an invisible tile which allows you to step on the edge of the platform, making it look like you're floating. Around 2008 and 2009, water fountains and other water features would periodically have the fire cape texture. Back in the day, the anti-dragon fire shield used to just be called Dragon Fire Shield, and it used to look like this. Xanaris is located on the moon. The Yak-hide legs actually have a higher range attack bonus and defensive stats than the green D-hide chaps. During the quest Curse of the Empty Lord, there is a person in it who will say he needs a powerful magic user. If you have 99 magic, your character will say, "I don't mean to brag, but I have level 99 magic." The YouTuber OSRS found out that using the agility shortcut from Draenor Village to Port Sarim is only about 3 seconds quicker rather than running around the normal way. Back in the day, the Black Knight used to be the strongest mob in the game, with a combat level of 46. The NPC Hans out the front of Lumbridge walks around the Lumbridge castle all day every day. A Reddit user once calculated at the time of this posting that from the time that Hans had been added into the game, that he had done approximately 11,247,838 laps around the Lumbridge castle. During the quest Monkey Madness, at any point during or after the quest you feed your monkey a banana, it has a rare 1 in 256 chance of spitting out a medium clue scroll. One coin is called coins. With the item your pet rock, you can actually feed it, talk to it, stroke it, and even tell it to fetch a stick. But if you put the rock down in your player-owned house, and then if you leave your house and then come back, when you return, sometimes your pet rock will have moved, meaning that your pet rock actually might be alive. If you want to follow someone without getting stuck anywhere, just use any item in your inventory on them, and your character will walk around any obstacles. This one is kind of handy. The Elf City Prifddinas was released in September of 2004, but for a long time you couldn't access it. And it wasn't until 2014 it was added into RuneScape 3, and finally added into old school RuneScape in 2019. Back in the day, the Zamorak temple by the Goblin village had a door that could be repeatedly closed. Players would do this, trapping newer players inside and forcing them to take the wine of Zamorak so that they can get their items. This made Jagex remove the door completely in RuneScape 3, and in old school RuneScape the door is now locked into place and cannot be open or shut. Plate bodies used to have longer sleeves for the icon in your inventory, and they used to look like this. When cutting a tree, there's a 1 in 256 chance of getting a falling bird's nest to drop. And then on top of that, there's a 1 in 250 chance for the falling bird's nest to play the Armadillo crossbow spec noise when it drops. You can buy a Paramaya ticket in Shiloh Village in the Paramaya Inn. The ticket allows you to sleep in one of the inn's beds. The reason for this was for players back in classic days would have a location in the village to sleep to reduce their fatigue, in case they had no sleeping bag. Despite neither fatigue or sleeping bags being a thing in the game anymore, you can still buy a ticket and sleep in the inn. After every game update, the doors to castle walls close. They can only be opened once, and they will remain open until the next game update. So try and be the person to open the doors the next time the game updates, knowing that you're the one who did that. Last year, a player by the name of Afzal achieved the world record of getting the lowest combat level Inferno Cape at only combat level 39. The Wise Old Man's house at Draenor Village has books in it that explain algebra and calculus. In 2011, Jagex actually stopped banning players entirely. The player count was so low that without bots, the game looked dead. After the bot nuke, player numbers continued to drop, and membership numbers were approaching catastrophic levels. So to keep the company afloat, Jagex stopped banning bots for a period of time. The Falador castle never used to always be white. Back in the day, it used to have a grey colour kind of like the Lumbridge castle. The Castle Wars bridge used to have a glitch where it would go invisible if you lit a fire on it. Gem bags actually have a chance to drop an onyx gem. The chance is so low that it has only happened once or twice in the history of RuneScape. It is so rare that Jagex actually made an announcement on Twitter when the first player finally got one. If you are wielding an Armadillo God Sword in the desert and cut a cactus to refill your water skin, your AGS will spec it. The leprechaun at the Falador farming patches refuses to note cabbages because he doesn't like the smell of them. He'll tell you not to be showing him any cabbages because the whole farm stinks of the things, and to take it away and get it exchanged somewhere else. In 2003, the Lumbridge Bridge used to look like this. Then in 2004, it changed to this for a period of time, before finally changing back to the bridge that we all know and love today. Anyways, that's about it, and thank you for watching the video, and a big thank you to the old school RuneScape subreddit for giving me some of these facts to share. I'll have a list of all the users on the screen of whose facts I thought was interesting and I used in this video, and a few of the RuneScape YouTubers which helped as well. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you later.